Hello everyone, welcome to a new workload of Fabric. And this workload, which is real-time intelligence, deals with real-time data processing. In Spark job definition, you might have noticed that I had mentioned about Spark stream processing, which deals with streaming data. When data comes continuously and you need some processing on top of it. And Fabric provides real-time intelligence out of the box to handle real-time data processing. And there are various different components of real-time intelligence. Let's go ahead and talk about it. First of all, what is real-time streaming and what is real-time application? A real-time application is something wherein the difference in time between the generation of data or the data generation time and data visual is very less. For example, let's say stock market and you want to do analysis on stock market. Let's say you have a stock market app and using that app, you buy stocks from the market and you sell stocks to the market. You buy future and options also and a lot of other things. So it would not make sense if the data or the stock market data comes late to you as a user in the app. So the data has to come in near real time basis. Whenever the price changes, it should be reflected in the app within a few seconds, if not more. Because if the time of reflection is higher, then you might lose money and some people might win a lot of money, which will not go down well in the stock market or in the market. That's why the time gap between the data generation in stock market and the visual of that data in your applications or any stock market applications in any country should be very less. And we can call it a real-time application or a real-time analytics or real-time processing. Similarly, you have cab aggregators also. Let's say you are trying to book a cab using Uber. Uber is there is on in almost all the countries. That's why I'm taking the example of Uber. If you are booking a cab and when you see the status of the cab, where the cab is, how far it is from your location, or when you ride the cab, when you start the journey or start the trip, how long it will take for you to reach to the destination. It tells you not only the distance, it also tells you the estimated time that it would take to reach to the destination depending on the traffic condition. Now, the traffic condition is a very dynamic data because the traffic condition can change anytime. So, it has to be relayed in almost near real time, based on which the estimated time might change. And not only that, while booking cabs, also you might need data in near real time because you need to know how far the cabs are, how long it will take for the cab driver to reach to your location, etc. And these are all real time applications. Then you have IoT devices, which is one of the earlier examples of real-time application. So let's say you have IoT devices like temperature sensors, earthquake sensors, wind sensors, maybe your smartphone, etc. So all of them send data in near real-time basis. Similarly, there can be other applications like vehicle tracking. Let's say there's an oil company which wants to send trucks load of oil to the gas stations or the petrol stations to make sure that the vehicles do not deviate from the track so that something fishy does not happen. All the vehicles are tracked. I'm giving example of only oil companies and it is true for a lot of other companies also. And you can imagine that the vehicle tracking has to be in near real time. Now, for all of these applications, and of course, there are other applications also which can be considered as part of real time applications. Now, all of these applications are considered to send data in near real time, and the visualization of data should also be in near real time. Typically, the near real time that we say, how much real time it should be, it can be anywhere from a few seconds to a few tens of seconds. It cannot go to more than 60 seconds because in that case it does not remain near real time anymore. But of course, the definition of near real time depends from organization to organization. In most of the cases, in a generic way, near real time is considered to be a few seconds or maybe a few tens of seconds, not more than that. All these applications, as you can see, generate a lot of data, and that data has to be ingested in a way which can be processed for further visualization like real-time dashboard. Once the data is ingested, then we can generate dashboard out of it. There can be data processing also using, let's say, PySpark or the structured streaming of PySpark, from where once the data is processed, it is stored in Lakehouse. And once it is stored in Lakehouse, maybe non-real-time dashboard will read data from Lakehouse and then show it to the end users. So these are the various use cases of real-time data. When I say real-time dashboard, it can be apps also, which shows the data in almost near real time when it is generated. And Fabric Real-Time Intelligence, or RTI, tries to bring in multiple different technologies or components to support the real-time analytics or real-time streaming workloads. The reason it is known as real-time intelligence, because the dashboards that you see, those are essentially kind of intelligence. You will be using those for analytics and other purposes. That's why it is known as real-time intelligence, just like we have business intelligence tools like Power BI. And this is the stack, or these are the components that are provided by Fabric in the real-time intelligence or in the real-time streaming workloads. There can be various different sources, which we'll talk about later on, but here it is showing sources like Kafka. There can be SQL or NoSQL databases also. So all the data changes that happen in relational databases or non-relational databases like Cosmos DB, all the data changes or data mutations can be captured and sent to the real-time intelligence workload for near real-time processing. There are MQTT tools also, and there can be third-party or other cloud providers also, like AWS Kinesis, Google Cloud PubSub, etc. Now, in the real-time intelligence, you see there are various different components, and the storage is backed by one lake, just like it is used in data warehouse, data lakehouse, or any other Fabric component or any other Fabric workload that you have seen so far. In real-time intelligence also, the data storage is backed by one lake. But on top of one lake, we have a lot of other different technologies and tools. And the purpose of real-time intelligence is to handle data ingestion, real-time data ingestion, transforming that data, store that data, model that data, and then run analytics on top of it, or use reporting tools to visualize the data, do tracking, use AI, and perform real-time actions. It's a very lengthy definition, but this is what real-time intelligence is. And if you see all the keywords that you see here, like the data ingestion, data transformation, storing of data, modeling, analytics, and visualization, tracking, etc., all these belong to the real-time streaming workload. So Fabric's real-time intelligence provides us a platform for real-time data analytics. Now the component starts with real-time hub, as you can see here, which is kind of a catalog for all of these. Then there are other components also like event stream, and event stream is used to ingest data in near real time. This is not a storage, this is the ingestion layer, just like Kafka. You can, if you have heard about Kafka, event stream is similar to Kafka, which is used to ingest data and do very native or basic level of data processing. Then you have Event House, which contains something called KQL databases or Custo Query Language databases or Custo database, which is Microsoft's NoSQL database for real-time data ingestion. And we can use KQL query set or run KQL queries to create real-time dashboard. There's a component of real-time dashboard also. There's something called Digital Twin Builder and then Activator. All of these are component of real-time intelligence. So let us go ahead and dive deeper into each one of these components. First of all, let's talk about the solutions that are provided by Fabric and their corresponding capability. The ingestion layer, which is handled by Event Stream, provides capability to connect from different clouds. You can ingest data from different cloud providers like Confluent Kafka, Amazon Kinesis, Google Cloud's PubSub. So Event Stream provides capabilities to connect to these different cloud providers also. Along with that, it supports CDC streams from SQL and NoSQL databases. For example, Cosmos DB, PostgreSQL, MySQL database, or Azure SQL database. We can use the CDC capability of these databases so that all the data changes that are made to the databases can be captured and ingested in near real time using Event Stream, which is the ingestion layer. There are supported protocols for SDKs also, or custom applications. So let's say you want to write Python application and you want to send data or you want to ingest data into Fabric. These are the three protocols which are supported. One is the Azure Event Hub, then AMQP, and then Kafka. These protocols can be used to send data or ingest data near real time into Fabric. For the analysis, there are various different tools provided. First is the data profiling, and the RTI solution gives you capabilities to profile data of near real time. Then you have digital twin modeling, visual data exploration, Copilot experience, etc. etc. So these are the analysis tools which are provided by real-time intelligence. Then we have reporting capabilities also built in real-time intelligence. What are the purpose of reporting? Typically, organizations use reporting to drive business actions from insights, and the reports provide the insights. And in Fabric real-time intelligence, there are tools like Fabric Activator, Power BI semantic models, Event Stream, KQL databases using KQL query sets, or real-time dashboards. These are the tools and frameworks which are provided by Fabric out of the box to handle real-time reporting. Not only that, there are notifications supported in Fabric, like you can notify using Microsoft Teams, you can notify using Outlook, or you can have your own automated connectors also. Then the final one is the unified catalog. Of course, unified catalog is something which is needed to store the metadata. It would act as a data catalog for the streaming data that is getting ingested in the Fabric environment. And real-time intelligence provides a real-time hub for the same, using which you can define the data that you are ingesting in the real-time intelligence environment of Fabric. You can define the metadata of the events that are getting generated from Azure storage or native event on Fabric itself. So that's why it is called real-time intelligence, and it is also called event-based data ingestion or event-based streaming. So now, as you have understood a little bit about Fabric's real-time intelligence, let's get into the individual components of Fabric RTI or real-time intelligence.